tired of the other women. I'm tired of him using me. For 2 months, I didn't even hear from you. Where were you?
I'm overwhelmed, man. I love you.
Fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, shame on me. He fooled you about 50 times.
We are a financial disaster because of him.
Divorce doesn't exist where I'm from.
Neither one of you is wrong for having your opinions, but it just makes you wrong for each other. There's been a huge breach of trust, according to you.
She was on the fast with the pastor. She sent her pictures with a smoothie of straw in her mouth and a sausage McMuffin. Can I eat this, pastor? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hold on, why you gotta send pictures with it?
Previously on Divorce Court.
I have been with Antonio Borden for 30 years. He is a liar, he's a cheater, he's a manipulator, he's a narcissist, he's a womanizer, and I'm here because I want a divorce and I want to take back my life today.
I did a lot of things that was irresponsible, but I was young. You know, I have changed a lot. Just get over it, like, and let's move forward.
She says, Mr. Borden, that the past is the present.
Everything she's stating is assumptions.
The evidence is a sex tape. I know how you have sex, and I know everything that you do, and it was all the same movements. Everything he do to me, he was doing to the girl in the sex tape.
Plead your case, sir.
I plead the fifth.
How many children do the two of you have?
We have 3 children together.
How many children do you have total, sir?
He has literally 6 potential baby mothers.
What?
Allegedly admitting to 3.
3 children outside of your marriage. Why so much infidelity over the course of the years?
Because she wasn't being a wife.
On Father's Day, I went through his phone, and I could not believe what I seen. The message said, "Happy Father's Day. You know, your baby is thinking of you, wants to talk to you, and by the way, I need some money."
And you submitted that evidence?
Yes, I did submit that evidence.
Take a look. Happy Father's Day. It's never too late for a father to love his son. He needs you, he loves you, and talks about you more than you know. We love you always. And that's you responding, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll see you later. We have to talk. Shaking my head. What's that about?
Your Honor, she told me plenty of times that if I ever be in this situation ever again, that we were done. You know, that was a one-night stand. It was something that there was no ties to it.
But it still happened. That's the problem.
Yeah, it still happened.
This is baby number 7.
I got a DNA test.
You understand that's not the issue, right? Like whether or not this child is actually yours, sir, it's not the issue. It's the fact that he could be.
Right.
For you to be in another situation where you are potentially the father of another child is why you are here in divorce court today. Do you understand this?
I understand.
Because it's been yet another. You know what that means? You miss taking out the trash on Monday. Not you have another child in the midst of your marriage.
Your Honor, if she's withholding sex from me, not being a wife.
It is a way to divert and escape responsibility when you say, I wasn't getting what I needed from home. So there are a number of things you do if you really want to work on your marriage and get what you need.
We can do counseling. Like we can make this work.
There's no counseling. There's nothing to counsel. We don't have anything. There's nothing to counsel. There's no marriage.
You do the counseling before you have multiple children outside of your marriage. You do the counseling before you result to having multiple affairs outside of your marriage. That's when you address the real issues before you step outside, because when you do that, all it looks like you're doing is just being selfish and not taking into account what the consequences will be. What else do you have to say, Mr. Borden, on your behalf today?
I'd like to say that I'm willing to be a part of counseling. I just want to keep our family together. Her family member is even fighting for her. I have her sisters here.
Ms. Borden's sister is here as your witness?
As my witness.
Okay, what is her name?
Simona.
Miss Simona Jones?
Yes.
Juan, would you bring in Miss Jones?
You're gonna go next to him on the podium.
Thank you for being here, Ms. Jones. I understand that you are Mrs. Borden's sister. It's really interesting that your sister is here testifying on your husband's behalf. Ms. Jones, I'll hear from you now.
Tony, I mean, he's a lot of things, right? And he's everything you've already articulated. But when it comes to the love that I've seen between him and Nick, like, there's nothing like it. The fact of the matter is, Nikki knew from day one that she was dealing with a street brother. I mean, when you get in bed with somebody who obviously has had time and time and again issues, being a delinquent, getting into the criminal life, like, infidelity comes with that territory. This is something I've told Nick before. It's important that she stay in this marriage because at the end of the day, she knew what she was getting into, and she also isn't a saint. So that's the reality of the situation, whether she wants to admit it right now or not. And that's out of love. Like, real
So
talk.
my life doesn't matter.
Your life matters. Our life matters.
That's why we're here in divorce court, because my life matters, and I'm taking my life back.
So, Miss Jones, you are aware of all of the other children that Mr. Borden has had, and you say that she's no saint, but let's just be clear. Yeah. She has had no children outside of this marriage, am I right, ma'am?
Oh, no.
Well, you would know if she was pregnant and had a child, right? Outside of the marriage.
Right, but in terms of the kids that they have, I mean...
What are you saying? But you are aware that Mr. Borden has fathered several children, some known and some not?
I am, but the fact of the matter is when you throw a man out of the door constantly back and forth, giving him to the streets, right? You better expect that, the same thing as Betty Wright used to say, a cleanup woman. She gonna come right behind you and swoop him up. And so, and I'm not saying that as an excuse, but I am saying that's the reality of the situation.
So how come he didn't come to your house? Don't you have a house?
Nick, yeah, that wouldn't have happened. Because
Why?
In my marriage, in my household, you have to be a contributing partner. But again, she has been like a mother figure to him for so long.
So you expect less for your sister?
No. I'm saying the fact of the matter is she knew what she was getting into from day one.
So if he's such a great man and you want to see their marriage saved, why isn't your door open to him as to have a place to go?
You know,
her door is open, but I never.
Oh, so he can. So he chooses to go be with other women. He doesn't have to.
See, the choice of the matter is the cheating is just a symptom of larger issues that have been in their relationship since day one. I've told Nick time and time and again, you have to put in sweat equity for a marriage to work, period.
So it's okay that he live and I die. So he's living, he's fully alive in all ways and sharing his liveliness with everyone. But I have to die, so I'm dead.
Miss Jones, you don't have an open marriage, am I right, ma'am?
I don't.
So you expect fidelity from your husband?
I do, but I also know mistakes happen.
There's a difference between a mistake and having 3 to 4 children outside of a marriage.
My 3 children do not recognize that they have a father.
I am the oldest of the 3 kids between Nicole, Wright, my mom, and Antonio Borden, my sperm donor. He has like 15 million other children that he has to cater to. It doesn't really exist to me. Honestly, he's kind of dead to me.
Ms. Jones, what are you really doing here today? What do you want to see happen?
I want to see them actually consider the concept of staying together for the family. I mean, our parents have been married, 40 years?
But you wouldn't stay. You say you expect fidelity.
I do, but I also understand mistakes happen. So if they do...
So you're chalking all of this up to a mistake? Mistakes have happened?
I'm chalking it up to the fact that there are larger issues going on with Tone and Nick.
Okay.
There are emotional issues that have been going on for a long time that they've never really learned how to be in a marriage. I'm her little sister, but in all actuality, I've always been like a big sister to Nick. In terms of leading by example.
Your Honor, I'm here today to get a divorce, okay? You have 1 mistake, but you don't have 7 mistakes. You don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mistakes. I know you have trouble counting sometimes and you don't know how many children you got. Yes, you don't.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. I appreciate you being here today.
Absolutely.
Interesting perspective that you've offered. Thank you.
I mean,
why don't you have a seat?
It's the truth.
Ms. Jones.
Yes.
Well, it's your truth. I don't know if it's the truth. I understand that you have some additional evidence you want to present to court.
So yes, me and Tony have 3 beautiful children. To know that my 3 children do not recognize, feel, think that they have a father is a problem when you've been with the same person for 30 years. So there's a video that our oldest son did, which is Antonio Jr., and I have presented that to the courts.
Okay, I'll watch it now.
Hello, I'm Antonio Borden Jr. I am the oldest of the 3 kids between Nicole, Wright, my mom, and Antonio Borden, my sperm donor. In regards to the marriage, I don't really feel like there's any type of material there, relation, chemistry, because most of the time growing up, as far as I can remember, there was never a dad there in my picture, my realm of maturing, growing, and prospering. Throughout the years, it was always just my mom doing both the mom and dad part. He was more so out in the streets doing him. He has like 15 million other children that he has to cater to, so doesn't really exist to me. Honestly, he's kind of dead to me.
Wow.
Wow.
He referred to you as a sperm donor. Strong words from your son.
But you know, Your Honor, I was young. You know, a lot of things was going on in my life. And at the end of the day, all of that's in the past. I'm trying to live for the future, you know.
It's not in the past. We're in court today.
Right.
And this is your son telling this court how he feels today. That is not in the past.
So we need counseling, Your Honor, for we can make this right. I can't allow this to go down like this. You know,
You know what, Mr. Borden? I wish that you had done the work a long time ago.
But life is not
because it's
over,
one thing.
Your Honor.
No, your life is not over, but your marriage may very well be.
It definitely is over.
It can be over.
What do you think about what his son said today?
The love that he has for his kids. And for Nicole, it's real love. Tony hasn't had an opportunity to really be present.
I have never had a person in my courtroom more wrong than you are right now. If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. What do you think about what your son said?
I'm gonna have to get counseling and make it right. It always can be made right. All your wrongs can be made right. You don't have to settle for your past. Your past it don't define it. It makes you who you are, but you don't have to stay stuck like that. You know?
Is he seeking counseling?
I
don't understand. Like,
I had no example of when I got involved in this, of what it should look like.
A lot of people don't.
What it should be like.
If you don't have an example, you say you don't have a father figure, you were from the streets, and you act like you're still living in the streets.
Instead of being supportive and understanding.
Nope.
She's blocking everything off, going off a whole lot of assumptions. Like, instead of coming to me like, yo, is this the facts? She'd come to me with an assumption and just run with it.
Yeah, and so one of the problems is, Mr. Borden, not once in this case do you really own responsibility for the decisions that you've made as a man, as a grown man. And now you have grown children. Not once. Not once.
Your Honor.
It is disrespectful. Do you understand? You will never, don't interrupt me. Do not interrupt me. Do you understand why it will never be in your past because you don't even own it in your present?
Yes,
you don't
I do.
own anything that you've done.
Yes,
You've had an excuse for everything. Miss Jones, please step back up to the lectern. Now that you've heard his son refer to him as a sperm donor and say he is dead to him, this is a child. Children, we don't give them enough credit. They know, they watch, they observe. What do you think about what his son said today?
I know that his son is hurt. His son has been hurt for many years for the same exact reasons he already expressed in that video. But when it comes down to the love that he has for his kids, and again, still for Nicole, it's real love. And the fact of the matter is, Tony hasn't had an opportunity to really be present.
Miss Jones, let me tell you something. I have never had a person in my courtroom more wrong than you are right now. Never, not once. Nothing about what I've heard today is indicative of love. Nothing. Nothing. If you want to tell me anything about love, you show me something that someone has done to show love. I don't care what people say. You don't care what people say. What do they do? He's hurt his own child. When his own child comes in this court and refers to him as a sperm donor and say he's dead to him, he's never been there, that child's not lying. He's not lying. That is his truth. You came into court today to testify against your own sister. And when the two of you can stand there and hear that kind of pain and those kind of words come from a child speaking their truth,
so
and you
I
still
talk
don't
about
own
God
it?
love.
Hold on.
He's not.
God is nowhere in this.
Agape love?
Tony doesn't love me. He's comfortable with me. That's what he is. He doesn't love me. He's comfortable with me. He's
And
getting a
agape
free
love
ride.
means-
He's not
Hold on.
gonna-
All right.
Miss Jones?
Forgive people.
Miss Jones?
Ms. Jones.
Forgiveness.
We are all
Ms.
about
Jones.
forgiveness, but that doesn't mean you have to forget anything.
This is not public assistance. This is
Have a
not
seat,
the
Ms.
welfare line.
Jones.
Our
Have a
marriage
seat,
is
Ms.
over.
Jones. This is so frustrating to me because, you know, we have these cases and I want to be able to say something to try to bring some kind of closure, but I don't think that there's anything that I could say to get through to you the message that needs to be said today. You constantly talk about counseling. Sir, you desperately need it for yourself. Desperately. It should be the first thing you do when you leave court. Not with her, not with your children, you. Because everything I've heard today, the problem has started and ended with you. You get the help that you need. Get the help that you need. You fathered all of these children. Are you taking care of them? Where are they? Where are you as a father in their lives? You talk about coming from a broken home, but you've created all these broken homes. You broke them.
They need to be fixed.
Where are the papers, ma'am?
I believe I presented them, the divorce papers.
Okay, Juan, do we have the papers? Please bring them. Juan, would you please take these to Ms. Borden?
This is how I'm going to get my life back today.
All right, Mr. Antonio Borden, you've been served with your divorce papers.
Mr. Borden, you've been served with the papers. You are put on notice of your divorce proceeding. It's unfortunate
Your Honor,
that what
I'm
started
not-
off for you
I'm
at
not
14
accepting
years
these
old
papers, Your
has
Honor.
come to this point. Well, you've been served, sir.
Okay.
So in your last act of selfishness in this marriage, you say today that you refuse to sign the papers. Well, that's not how it works, sir. You refuse to sign, that means she goes forward, she gets a judgment by default. It's unfortunate that it had to come to this when it started out 14 years ago for the two of you, but there are consequences for every choice you make in life. And all of the counseling that you spoke about today, I truly hope when you leave, you get that for yourself, so you can make better choices going forward and repair some of the relationships that have been damaged as a result of the decisions that you've made. Good luck to both of you.
Judge Faith gave me life. She gave me a fresh breath of air. Look at me, like I'm the most beautiful woman on earth. And I'm gonna act like that going forward every day.
With my son, it hurts, and I understand his pain. I just have to make it better.
Everything starts with him. It's all his choices.
I need professional help. You know, I'm not gonna be able to do this on my own, and that's what I'm willing to do by all means. And this right here, this is trash to me, you know?